Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, overturned truck causes major traffic disruption in St. Anne. Motorists were left frustrated Thursday morning after a trailer transporting bulk cement overturned in Prairie St. Anne, causing severe traffic delays in both directions along the main roadway. The trailer reportedly got out of control before dawn and overturned, damaging sections of several nearby premises. No serious injuries were reported. The incident resulted in traffic backing up for nearly 3 miles in both directions, eastward toward the Miami Bay roundabout and westward toward Runaway Bay. Traffic was also reduced to a single lane near the site of the accident. Students arrived late to school, employees were delayed getting to work, and several travelers reportedly missed their flights. 2 hours 39 minutes from Plantation Cove to the hospital. Ridiculous, one angry female motorist posted on social media before midday. When the news contacted Acting Senior Superintendent Rohan Elliott, head of the St. Anne Police, around 6:30 p.m., he explained that the road could not be cleared until traffic volumes had subsided significantly. It's not yet cleared. What we want to do is to have the traffic reduced to a minimum before we make any attempt to turn the truck back on its wheels, because whenever that is happening, the entire road area would be blocked, Elliott said. We have the cranes on standby, and we are just now managing the process of getting the traffic out and reduced it to a minimum before we engage that process, he added. Elliott also revealed that speeding may have contributed to the accident. It would appear as if the driver was speeding because the truck was laden with cement. Cement acts like water when it is in a tank. It wasn't cement in bags, it was in a tank, so when it came around the corner and the cement shifted, it pushed it over on the side. He may have been over the limit for the weight that he was carrying. One taxi operator who plans the St. Anne's Bay to Discovery Bay route told reporters that by 2 p.m. he had only completed 2 trips, far fewer than his usual 6 or 7 under normal traffic conditions. Judge suggests a Bible reading for man guilty of practicing Obia. Cambridge resident Osheen Grant was slapped with a fine and advised to read his Bible when he appeared in the St. James Parish Court on Wednesday to answer accusations of being involved in the ritualistic practice known as Obia. Grant, who appears to be in his early 20s, pleaded guilty before presiding judge Keisha Grant Price. According to court records, the police executed a search warrant at Grant's residence on March 25. Upon entry, the authorities observed that the dwelling was shrouded in a mist of smoke and there was incense burning in each corner of Grant's bedroom. A plain white t-shirt with various denominations of money was discovered on the floor, surrounded by burning candles in a ritualistic fashion. He had various boxes on his dresser labeled Money Rain, Money House, and African Powers. Grant was also wearing 4 silver rings. When the officer instructed him to remove them, he expressed the fear of dying and stated that the rings served as a protection. He also emphasized his deeply held beliefs by declaring that he was a fully guzo. "What kind of oil were you rubbing up into, sir?" Judge Grant Price asked the defendant after hearing the allegations. "We have problems sleeping at night," Grant responded. "So what do you do to sleep at night?" the judge inquired. "We just buy 2 little incense," the accused man told the judge. The judge then offered Grant an alternative method to induce sleep. "Try magnesium and prayer, sir, or try Habakkuk or Haggai. Try to read those books of the Bible. One of them must put you to sleep," Grant Price told the defendant before ordering him to pay a $5,000 fine or spend 5 days in jail. INDECOM renews a call for body-worn cameras. With a total of 102 civilians being killed by the security forces between January 1 and April 24, the Independent Commission of Investigations has renewed its call for police and the soldiers to be equipped with body-worn cameras when embarking on planned operations. Indicom Commissioner Hugh Faulkner told the news on Thursday that 21 people had been killed by the security forces in the first 24 days of April, highlighting that Indicom has not become soft in its approach to investigating cases involving the security forces. The commissioner said that charges for murder and other offenses have been recommended for a number of the members of the security forces. We do investigate them. Last year, we got 24 rulings for charge by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, and of the 24, 9 were fatal shootings, 8 involved in the Jamaica Constabulary Force and 1 involved in the Jamaica Defense Force, where the officers were charged for murder. For 3 of the 24, let us say that the arrests are pending, Faulkner said. In a few days' time, further rulings for charges will be announced. The protocol is that you advise the necessary parties prior to publication. That is why we say the body-worn camera can give us further information in these matters, especially for planned police operations, he said. For all of 2024, there were 189 people who were killed by the security forces. According to the Indicom Commissioner, 40% of fatalities in 2024 were from planned police operations, which were about 75 cases. It is critical that officers deployed for planned police operations be equipped with body-worn cameras, he said, adding that an important element of what Indicom does is to recommend to the DPP that charges be laid against the members of the security forces who appear to be in breach of the law following investigations. People hardly focus on the charge element. They feel that fatalities is the headliner. We are an oversight body, and a part of what we do is where the evidential threshold is met, then we recommend the charges. But the final decision is with the DPP, who the Privy Council says must be the prosecutorial authority. Last year, roughly 2 per month were recommended by the DPP for charges. There are some for this year that we will publish soon. Attorney Terence Williams, the man who Faulkner took over from as Commissioner of Indicom, also said Thursday that body-worn cameras be used during operations. He pointed out that in other jurisdictions, for police to be allowed to even carry tasers, they have to be fitted with body-worn cameras. The way in which most police shootings take place is in circumstances where there may be very few or no independent witnesses. Many modern police forces all over the world with fatal shooting rates far lower than Jamaica recognize that a body-worn camera is an important tool for police accountability, both in the quality of their service to support the police evidence when they come under attack or when they discover contraband or illegal things with the persons, or to make them accountable when they act excessively and improperly. The Jamaican policeman, and certainly every policeman who has a firearm, should have a body-worn camera. This is an important thing that needs to be done to ensure accountability and to support the police evidence when they are right. Sometimes you would hear of a situation where people say how one man can attack 5 police and that the police must be telling a lie. It does happen sometimes where one man unarmed or with a knife or with a stone would attack the police and the police have to defend themselves, Williams said. People would say they don't believe that. Modern police forces all over the world with lower rates of shootings have body-worn cameras. I have seen where previously unarmed police forces step up and say they are going to give them tasers, and they say tasers have to come with a body-worn camera. That's what those forces require. My only intelligent input I can give is that there must be an introduction of body-worn cameras for every policeman issued a firearm. Every soldier who goes out in support of the police should also be issued a body-worn camera, Williams added. Government probing legality of Chinese mechanics at a popular repair shop. The government has launched an investigation into the employment status of several Chinese mechanics working at a fast-growing auto repair shop in Ferry Pen near the St. Andrew-St. Catherine border. Labor Minister Colonel Charles Jr. confirmed on Thursday that his ministry is probing whether all legal and regulatory requirements have been met by the workers at the WH Car Service, a Chinese-owned operation that has drawn larger crowds and a social media buzz for its quick and reportedly more affordable vehicle repairs. The Ministry of Labor and Social Security is aware of the public concerns surrounding the employment status of several Chinese nationals reportedly engaged as mechanics in Jamaica, Charles said in a statement. We want to assure the public that a comprehensive investigation is currently underway to determine whether all legal and regulatory requirements, including valid worker permits and employment documentation, have been satisfied. Minister Charles stressed that his ministry is coordinating with relevant agencies to ensure labor laws are upheld. The rights of both foreign workers and the Jamaican citizens remain a priority, and any breaches, if found, will be addressed in accordance with the law. We remain committed to transparency, due process, and the protection of our labor market integrity, he said. The ministry said updates will be provided once the investigation concludes. On Wednesday, the news reported that the shop has been drawing customers from across the island, many of whom arrived before dawn to secure a spot. A notice now caps the number of vehicles serviced each day at 30, citing overwhelming demand. Inside the shop, Director Ming Jian Chen explained that the restriction is to preserve quality as the business, which launched just 2 months ago, adjusted to its rapidly expanding clientele. We realize that too many people want to come in to check their vehicles, but we don't want to low down our quality of the service, Chen told the news through a translator. Currently, 10 Chinese mechanics are employed at the facility. Ming said their presence is not to undercut Jamaican mechanics, but to provide a complementary skill set. He revealed the plans to hire and train local workers, saying mechanics, fixing vehicles, it's a skill. If Chinese mechanic and the Jamaican mechanic fixing skills mobilize, we can improve the whole industry. Ming also pointed to future plans for expansion into other parishes and to begin selling car parts locally. However, he noted difficulties sourcing rare parts in Jamaica, saying right now, it's hard for us to get the parts in Jamaica because some of the parts, they are rare, and that's one of the challenge. Veteran Jamaican mechanic Steve Holland welcomed the presence of the shop, saying it could lower car part prices and promote training. It will be good if they do training also of Jamaican mechanics rather than just setting up business and getting customers, he said. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.